Hello friends and welcome to my channel, The Julia Consults. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome, and please subscribe to my channel, like my video, share with your friends because someone out there may find this video very important and beneficial. Also like my video and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be notified. In today's video, I'll be talking about family and perception, the journey inside you. Family, like we all know, are the people that are related to us, either by marriage, by blood, or adoption. We can also see family as a friend that has stayed so much for a long time with us. We can say, this person is just like a family to me. In fact, he or she is my family. And perception, we say, is your notion, your views, the way you perceive things. Now, how can family actually influence our views, our perception about us? We should always have this at the back of our mind that our perceptions, our views, our notions, whatever we think about us, is actually who we are. What we say about us and what God says about us is what actually matters. It doesn't really matter what the world, anybody, thinks about us. It doesn't matter at all. What matters, like I said, is what you think of yourself and what God says about you. Family, yes, to a great extent, can influence the way we perceive or see ourselves. Our notions about us can be influenced, can be affected by our families, by the people we relate and share our views with. The question is, how can family affect us? That is what I called a strong foundation of self and a weak foundation of self. To some family, a child is given a strong foundation of self, and to the other, a child or an individual is given a weak foundation of self. A family that gives a child a strong foundation of self, you often see parents, relatives, and people who we call our families correct a child without insults. When a child does something in the family, this child is always praised. This child is always motivated, encouraged, is not always insulted or rebuked. The child will always be directed to the right path to follow. The child is always spoken to in a polite manner and not always yelled at. You can agree with me that most children who are often yelled at, what we build in them are fears. We grow fear in these children and we grow low self-esteem in them. But whenever we talk to children with calmness, they seem to understand it more than when they are yelled at. That is why when we often talk to our children in a polite and a calm manner, we impact self-will, self-confidence in these children. And that is what gives them a strong foundation of their will, their personal views about them, their perceptions. It is building them. When you always correct a child with love, the child will always say, "Mommy loves me, mommy is always leading me to the right path." Children with a strong foundation of selves are always informed or brought to their notice that there is what is called failure, and that failure can happen to anybody. Whoever that failure comes to, the person can accept it but should not remain in it. Children of such family are always directed on how to manage challenges, on how to face challenges and how this failure can be managed to achieve success. They are not always condemned and told that they are nothing when they encounter failures or when they fail in their academic pursuit. For instance, when a child goes to school and did not perform the way we actually wanted this child to perform, once they come back, some parents will immediately condemn the child and say that this child is completely a failure. But this family that always encourage their children and show them the right path to follow, we always tell this child that yes, you did not do well today. I believe that it can be as a result of this, as a result of the other reason. But then I know and I trust you can do better next time. Or next time, whatever attacks you are doing, put in your effort. This is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, and you must achieve success. And I bet you that this child whom is giving such guidance will not fail the second time. But when you condemn a child and tell that child that there is nothing good about him, this child automatically accept that there is nothing good in his life and he is bound to fail again and again. Families that give children a strong foundation of self always listen to the children when they speak to when they come to them. At times our children can come back from home and they need to speak to us. Most of the time we push them out. I don't have time, I don't have this time, I'm so busy, I'm this and that. And when you do that, if you watch that child that you pushed out and did not want to listen to him, you will find that this child emotion is pulled down. The child is condemned psychologically, emotionally. In fact, you have thrown this child off balance. What the child will always feel is that mommy does not always give me chance. Mommy does not even give me time to speak. Daddy does not give me time to speak. And you are killing this child psychologically. You are killing this child and you are making the child to go outside and seek advice elsewhere. I bet you that when a child goes outside to seek advice, certainly you are certain that this child will get the wrong advice. And when this wrong advice keeps coming, I bet you also that you are losing that child to the wrong person. That is why you must pay attention to your child whenever your child comes talking to you. Even when the child is talking nonsense, listen to that nonsense, and out of that nonsense, you will get sense from that nonsense that the child, you feel that your child is telling you. Most of the time they come back from schools with different informations, and this information to them means nothing, but to you as an adult, when you listen to it, you must find something tangible, something you can make out things out of. That is why you must always listen to your children, give them attention whenever they come to you. And when you do this, you are building their confidence, you are building their self-confidence, you're making them to have the belief that they can actually do something in the future. You're making this child to see that mommy is always telling me that I can do something. Let me try this and I believe I can do it. In academic pursuit, the child will always do better. Even in pursuing of careers and in otherwise, this child will always do well. That is why in order to give a child a strong foundation of self, like I used to call it, you will always listen to your child, direct your child to the right path to follow, show them that failing for a particular time does not mean you have failed, but you can actually pick up your pieces and then pick up your pieces and then you move forward. And I bet you that child will not fail again next time. But on the contrary, the other family that gives a child that encourages or brings up a weak foundation of self, what you see in such a family is rebuke, insults. They always abuse their children. They always insult their children. They say a whole lot of evil and bad things to their children. Most of the time you hear, "Get off here, you stupid child, you foolish child." How can you call a child, your family, your son, your daughter, a stupid or a foolish child? When you are doing this, you are killing the mind of that child. You are making the child see nothing good in him or her. By so doing, you are making this child always have inferiority complex, never to stand out before others. You should stop if you are the kind of parents that always discourage your children by insulting. There is a saying that there is power in the tongue. You as a mother, you as a father, you as a teacher whom this child has seen as one of the family, that you always insult your child, that you always call this child big-headed. You do not let the child to know that he is wonderfully made. You should always encourage children and tell them that they are wonderfully made, that God created them. Everything God created is good, even if that child is not doing well at the moment. You will keep encouraging this child, and that child will stand up tomorrow and become what you want him or her to be. But if you keep insulting and rebuking or sending a child and neglecting a child, I bet you are losing your child more. Like I said, when you call your child a stupid child, do you know that there is a tendency that the child grows up tomorrow and becomes stupid? When you call your child he is foolish or she is foolish, do you know that you are bound to have a foolish child as a child? How can you insult or give your child series of bad words or insults? Why not use the time you are insulting or cursing your child to bless your child? My dear, you are blessed. As you are going, may God bless you. Continuously. Do not insult. Do not make your child feel that they are nothing in this world, that they have lost it all out. Do not make your child always feel that there is nothing good that can come out in their life. If you're a mother, if you're a teacher, if you're a brother, if you're a sister, in any way you are related to a child or an individual, always encourage them to do well. Be a parent of goodwill, a parent that will pray for their children. Be the parents that will encourage or motivate their children. Be a motivator. As a parent or as a brother, as a sister, you are a motivator. You make your children feel at home. Don't always make them feel off balance or fall off balance. I know most of the time we do it with rage, with anger, but as a parent, as a brother, as a family member, you should always control your anger when you are dealing with your children or your family members. It is very important. I know that today this word must in one way or the other have touched someone. Please, if you used to, like I said before, if you used to insult your child, start praying and blessing your child today. If you are the type that is always telling a child you are so fat, most often we find this among the teachers. The children remember as a teacher that they see and consider you as their family. They see you as their second mother, as a second father. Don't send them out. Don't tell them good for nothing, because they are good in everything. When God created them, God said they are beautiful. Everybody learning capacity and ability is not the same. As a teacher, take them one at a time. For the fact that you had a very bright student in your class, you shouldn't compare them with another child who is average. You take them according to the way they can go. And then I bet you as a teacher, I know you want the best for your students. As a mother, you want the best for your child. As a father, you want the best for your child. And I pray you and I believe that as you do this, you will see a greater child tomorrow. The child that you've always envisioned, the child that that child you've envisaged that you will have in your son, in your daughter. And as you do this, I pray that God will bless you. Before you move out, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video. I bet you will be saving a life. You don't know who will need this message. Share with your friends and click the notification button so that you will get more of those beautiful videos. Thank you and God bless you.